We're going to go through the behaviour questions in the New Zealand Road Code using the free Road Code Practice website at drivingtests.co.nz. There are 74 questions in total, and we'll break this into 3 separate videos. What is the safest way to carry goods inside a vehicle? If you carry goods that are not secured, and you have to brake suddenly, or worse, if you hit something, then those goods become dangerous projectiles. They'll continue at the speed that you were doing, which can cause serious injuries or death. The safest way to carry goods is in the boot. If you refuse to give blood for the purposes of an evidential blood alcohol test, what is the maximum penalty for a first offence? It's 3 months in prison, a $4,500 fine, and disqualification for 6 months or more. When following a vehicle on a dusty metal or gravel road, what should you do? Check all that apply. Overtaking could be dangerous. If it's dusty, your visibility will be compromised by the dust, so A is not correct. Drop back so you're not in the dust cloud. This is a correct answer. Putting your lights on full beam is not a correct answer. But you should put your lights on low beam if visibility is reduced significantly. This will help vehicles coming in the other direction see your car. E, drive down the centre of the road, is not correct. There will be reduced visibility anyway because of the dust cloud, and that puts you at risk of running into a car that's coming in the other direction. What's the open road speed limit for a car or motorbike? The maximum speed limit in New Zealand is 100 km per hour, and that applies to cars and motorbikes. You're on a 3-lane road. There's 1 lane on your side of the road and 2 lanes coming towards you. There's a dashed white line on your side of the centre line. Are you allowed to overtake? When you have a dashed white line, it means that you can cross that line. And in this case, where there's a 3-lane road and the 2 lanes are coming towards you, if there's nothing in that central lane, then you can use it for overtaking. What's the recommended distance you should allow when driving past a cyclist? The answer is 1.5 metres. This leaves enough room so that your vehicle doesn't affect the cyclist too much with the slipstream. And if the cyclist wobbles, it gives them enough room on the road without risking hitting your vehicle. When traffic is merging, what's a good rule to follow? Merge like a zip is the correct answer. When driving in foggy weather, what should you do? Check all that apply. You should dip your headlights, because if you drive with your headlights on full beam, there will be too much reflection back off the fog and that will reduce your visibility. If you have rear fog lights, then you can turn them on, but remember to turn them off again when it's not foggy because they're extremely bright and can dazzle other drivers. You shouldn't use your hazard lights. Can a load you're carrying in your vehicle drag on the ground? The answer is no, a load cannot touch the ground. Can you turn left when you have this traffic signal? There's a green arrow to the right, so you can turn right, but there's a red for going straight ahead. As there's no green arrow to the left, you can't turn left when you have this traffic signal. You must wait for a green light. If you're driving a car, what should you do when following another vehicle in wet conditions? Usually in dry conditions, the 2-second rule is observed. That's where you leave 2 seconds between the car in front and your car. But when it's wet, the coefficient of friction on the road is less, and that means that it takes longer to stop. Therefore, you should observe the 4-second rule. What do these mean? You might see these lights at an intersection, and when they're lit, buses, trams and bicycles can pass through, ignoring a red traffic signal. If you miss your exit on a motorway, what should you do? You're not allowed to stop or do a U-turn on a motorway. So C is the correct answer. Exit at the next exit. If you're 20 or over, what's the legal alcohol limit in micrograms per litre of breath? The answer is 400. You are the driver of the blue car. Of the 4 hazards marked, which one is most likely to require you to take urgent action? Answer A, the cyclist, is the most likely. The cyclist has to move out to pass the car at B, and that puts the cyclist in your path. If you're driving at night with your vehicle headlights on high beam, when must you dip them? Check all that apply. A, if you're driving in an area with streetlights. It's not compulsory to dip your headlights from full beam when you're driving in an area with streetlights. If you need to see further up the road, and as long as there's no other traffic coming, then you can use full beam headlights. B, when a police officer is directing traffic. You must dip your headlights when a police officer is directing traffic. C, when you're following another car. Yes. D, when another car is coming towards you. That's correct too. And E, if you stop on the side of the road or park. And that's correct. If you're given medication by your doctor that does not affect your driving, what do you have to do? The answer is nothing. If the medication has no effect on your driving ability, you can drive whenever you want. Can vehicle C move through the intersection? This is the intersection here, marked by the red box. There's plenty of room the other side of the intersection for this vehicle to pass through and be safe. So yes, A is the correct answer. What should you do when another vehicle is following you very closely? You should move to the left and slow down to make it easier for it to pass. What should you do when there are farm animals coming towards you on the road? The best option here is to slow down or pull over until the animals have moved past you. You're coming up to a one-lane bridge and you see this sign. What must you do? This sign means that other vehicles coming the other way have priority. Therefore, you'll need to stop if there's traffic coming towards you across the bridge and wait until it's clear. Are you allowed to talk on a cell phone while driving? Check all that apply. Yes, at any time is not correct. But you can talk if you have a hands-free phone kit or if your car comes with Bluetooth integration. That means that you don't need to touch the handset. C, to make an emergency call if it's unsafe to stop, is also correct. What rule would you use when towing a trailer? A trailer adds more weight to your car and increases the stopping distance. Usually, we'd use the 2-second rule if it's dry and you're not towing a trailer. But because you have the extra weight and the extra stopping distance to take into consideration, you should use the 4-second rule. What are you not allowed to do when driving on a motorway? Check all that apply. You're not allowed to make a U-turn. You're not allowed to stop unless in an emergency or waiting in queued traffic. You can't pick up or drop off passengers. But you can pass a car on the left. So A, B and C are the correct answers. What must you do when you come up to a red light at traffic signals? You should always stop and wait for a green light.